Good morning, y'all. It's Cody's Bait and Tackle, Warsaw, Missouri. First part of October here. Fall bites getting started in full swing. Even with the having a bunch of warm weather right here, everything pretty well. Crappie have moved into fall patterns. Some of your deeper timber along the bluffs. Some channel swings all loading up with fish. If you find a channel swing with some timber on it, good chances it's going to have fish on it. Creek mouths with timber, going to have fish on it. Pretty well, a lot of them fish have moved off your mud flats now. They've kind of transitioned. Some of your creeks, I've seen a lot of crappie roaming in the creeks this week. So just kind of chasing some of them bait balls that have went in there. Seen crappie absolutely all over. Even down on Lake of the Ozarks, I've seen a lot of crappie and some good crappie scattered out in them bigger creeks chasing the bait. Catfish, fall bite is on. It's not on everywhere. Some fish are active, some fish are not. Drift fishing this week, Main Lake, I've drift fished 25 to 40 foot of water, caught fish all the way down to 45 foot of water. You'll drift through some fish. If they're not eating, just wind your rods in and go somewhere else. If you don't get any action within an hour, leave them. I'm giving them about 30-45 minutes. If I ain't caught a fish, I'm moving. Switch areas, you might only have to go a mile, half a mile, and you'll find fish that are active. Lake of the Ozarks drift bite is absolutely on fire. Yesterday we tried for big fish for a while, caught a couple of eaters, a couple slots. Didn't do much good fishing the deep stuff, which a lot of the time that's how I catch my bigger fish during the fall down there, is fishing that 40-50 foot of water. Just dragging baits real slow on the bottom. Yesterday, seen a few good fish down there, didn't happen. So we went up on a mud flat, 25 to 35 foot of water. Could not keep rods in the water. I don't know, 3-4 hours, we caught 40-some fish in no time. Just in deep mud flats down there on Lake of the Ozarks. Some of the creeks down there has got catfish in them. Just like I said, the crappie are roaming. Catfish are roaming right in there with them chasing bait. I did not fish any creeks down there this week. I did try fishing creeks up on Truman this week. Had one good bite, lasted maybe an hour, hour and a half. And then it was over the next day. That bite wasn't even there. We caught a couple small fish. Nothing to talk about. Had to move back out to that deep mud flats, 30-35 foot of water. Finished catching limits of fish. So everybody has been asking about planer boards. This is kind of my idea on planer boards. I know it ain't most of the big cat fishermen, but as far as running clients trying to catch numbers of fish, if you're in deeper water, planer boards are not the way to go. If you're fishing really over 15 foot of water, you can kick 2 out to the sides. It just helps widen your spread a little bit. But, you know, a lot of the time in that deeper water, you're running over stuff. You're going to drag hard, trip boards, get hung up more so. It's just a lot harder if you're trying to hurry and get numbers of fish in the boat for clients. If I was still fishing up on Sparrowfoot, which I would say that drift bite's just about over. This worm might have picked it back up a little bit, but usually that's the first drift bite to shut off. I would still be running boards up there in that shallow water, but the deeper water, yesterday we ran them in the channel a little bit. We caught 1 or 2 fish off of them. It wasn't nothing crazy. The rods that was just straight behind the boat was getting as much or more action. So we just ended up bringing the boards in and just ran everything straight out behind the back. Just stagger your lengths. Do one long, one short, one long, one short. Kind of keeps them from getting all together. A lot of the time it will be your rods that are out the furthest, you know, that get your bites. So that kind of helps you keep them staggered out better. You do cover more water, kind of like the planter boards, but that's about all I've got on that. Just I've been getting asked a lot about it, so I figured I'd mention it. As far as bait, everybody knows all I fish with, fresh cut shad. That is pretty well your best route. If you can't get shad, get you some night crawlers, cut you up some bluegill, use them. They are not going to work as good as shad right now. They will work though. It's better than nothing. We do have plenty of frozen shad in the shop. It's a last resort, guys. Put in the time, catch your own bait. Learn to throw a throw net. I just can't preach that enough if you're wanting to actually catch blue cat. Channel cat you can catch on anything. And blues, you'll catch them on some of that other stuff like the chicken and all that, but you're not going to go catch 40, 50 fish a day on chicken breast soaked in Kool-Aid. Not here anyways, not where primarily they're eating shad. As far as bait cuts, everybody that fishes with me knows I'll use all different cuts of bait. Right now, it seems like the small chunks of bait is the best. It seems like running bigger baits. I tried running some live shad this week, big butterflied shad. Just didn't seem to matter. I mean, the biggest fish we caught this week was around 40 pounds. It was on a little bitty, and I'm talking a 3/4 of an inch wide chunk of shad. That's all them fish are eating right now pretty much is all this year's shad hatch. There's just millions of them everywhere. So that's why I've even downsized hook size a little bit just for them small baits. I'm running like an 8/0, smaller 8/0 hook right now. So kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing. I've been seeing a lot of people struggling catching numbers of catfish right now, so that might help some of you out. I had a ton of people asking about the white bass and hybrids. So, like I said in my last video, wind-blown bank bite. Like today, we're going to have heavy south winds today. You want a point or bank that is facing south with that wind blowing up on it. Them hybrids and whites are liable to be in a foot of water up there. They will be chasing bait up right up on the bank. So a lot of people tried to find that bite this week, didn't have much luck. Other people found it. If you fish something that you're not getting bit, move. Just keep moving until you find the fish. They're not going to be on every bank or every point. You just got to move around. Once you find them, you're going to be on them pretty well. Small swim baits, rooster tails, vibrix. Early morning, late evening, you can catch them on top water. A-rigs, the little Crush City swim baits, the smaller one that I was talking about. Them would all be good choices right now. Small sassy shad, any kind of small swim bait, sliders. Everybody likes that pearl and chartreuse slider. They'll work right now really good. So I have heard of some walleye coming out in that pattern too. All the fish are kind of mixed together. I was talking to Tony Glant here in the shop this morning. He said that he was catching walleye and hybrids right there in the same spot last week, just on his night crawler harnesses. Up shallow on them, some of them shallow spots. So another guy, I kind of told him where I'd try to start for white bass and hybrids. He tried it, didn't have any luck, but he did catch some walleye there. So just get out there, try it. Then fish kind of move together. Your walleye and hybrids do. I see them during the winter time, sometimes up in the creeks. They're usually right there close to each other. So they've kind of got close to the same patterns. So that's all I've got for you guys. I haven't heard anything at all on largemouth. I have heard some real spotty topwater bite. I have heard some swim bait bite, kind of in the cedar trees throwing swim baits. and that has been it. I have not heard anything consistent. Haven't had a lot of them guys in the shop the last couple weeks to get information from. So hopefully that helps you all out. I appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in.